So, the Nissan GT-R is a rather quirky car. The transmission especially is very weird. There are clunks, there are clicks, there are pops. It is jerky sometimes, it's smooth sometimes. Can't even talk because it's early in the morning. And on top of all that, the transmission costs like $15,000 if I need to replace it. Before starting today's video, we are giving away a brand new GoPro to one of you guys for the month of January. All you have to do to enter to win is comment on today's video, be a subscriber to us on YouTube, and then at the end of January, we are going to pick the most commented video of the month, pick a random comment from that video, and that person is going to win a brand new GoPro. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, all you got to do is subscribe and comment. It's super easy and free to join, so definitely take advantage of that, and one of you is going to win a brand new GoPro this month. So with that said, I'm going to cut to a quick clip. This has happened twice now. I've owned this car for 2 years, put about 12,000 miles on it. It has around 36,000 miles on it right now. It is a 2014 model year. But in a 2-week period, this happened 2 times in normal mode, so not in any performance transmission mode, which is the buttons right over here. So this is your transmission mode. It is in normal mode default. When you hold it up, that puts it into race mode, and then down is a save mode. But basically, in the normal transmission mode, while in manual mode, so shifting with the paddle shifters, twice I would hit the upshifter, and the gear would, I think, blink and go to like neutral for a split second, rev it out, come back down, I'd hit the paddle, and then it would shift. So I'll show you that real quick. Here, and then when I'm accelerating on the gas upshifting, and then when I'm accelerating on the gas upshifting, say the second time. So yeah, that's what the car did. I don't know if there's an issue or not. I don't know if the transmission is slipping. In all honesty, I don't think there's an issue. I have talked to a few GTR owners, and it seems like it might just be another quirk that the Nissan GTRs have as far as their transmissions go. I paid $67,500 for this car sale price. It's still worth about the same. I could easily sell this bone stock for about 65 grand. I'd probably list it for 67.9 and probably get pretty close. Luckily, every year the GTRs got more expensive, so if you have a good used one, good history, good Carfax, all that kind of stuff, they pretty much are holding their value, which is really nice. I can own this car for 2 years and sell it for about what I paid, which means this will probably be one of the cheapest cars I ever own, probably costing me less than what a normal person is going to pay for like a Camry or a Honda Civic, just because the depreciation is pretty much non-existent. It holds its value very well. But if I sold this car for 65 grand and put $15,000 on top of that, that puts me at $80,000, which 80 grand, I can get a really nice 2017. So I could easily upgrade this car. Now the only other issue I've ever had with the transmission is on a cold temperature day, like right now, warmed up, going into second gear, it's sort of feeling like it slips, just like you saw with the other clip. And again, almost as if you hit the paddle shift, and it just goes to neutral for a split second, and not really a neutral gear, but more of it goes into a spot where it disengages the transmission completely, slips it to where it will rev real quick because it doesn't think it's in any gear, and then you got to give it a second, and then it re-engages. So it does that every now and then in the very slow speed, and it only happens when it's not fully warmed up and in manual mode. It's never done any sort of slipping or anything like that when it's fully warmed up or in full-on race mode or anything like that. So I think it's just a quirk. I don't think it's destroyed or anything like that. If it is, it might be time to sell the car and swap into a newer one or something. But if you do own a GTR, comment down below the weird quirks that you have had to deal with your transmission with this car, because it is certainly a very quirky car to deal with. Now real quick, one thing I'm gonna do is take the Cobb access port, and there are actually things you can do within the transmission just to make sure everything is squared away. So this one does actually have the TCM tuning, so I can actually tune the transmission on here. I have it on the stock configuration because the things that this one has are way too aggressive. I'm not a fan of them. I did do a clutch relearn, which when the car is on, it does that, and you literally hear the whole car go through all the gears. It engages every single gear, puts some pressure on the clutch. It's very interesting to do. But with that said, there is something I can do right now. So if I scroll down to troubleshooting, there is a thing called TCM Service. If I go into that, there are a few things I can do. So the clutch gear learn is what I already did, and that just kind of relearns everything. The touch point adjustments, this is kind of neat. So I can have the even clutch torque capacitors changed, and I believe this is going to apply a little bit more pressure to the car when it changes. Odd clutch, of course. And then the touch points, I think this is when we're idling in gear or something like that. I think a lot of people said to put that into the negatives, and that basically changes the pressure that the car puts on each gear. So with the +2 and then the -2, I'm gonna do a quick drive real quick and see what it's like, and then get back to you in 1 second. I think the more negative you go, when you're at a stop in first gear, basically there's less pressure on it to where you have to give it more gas to accelerate. And I did notice that if I took my foot off the brake, I'd have to give it some more gas than normal for it to engage the gear, kind of like a single clutch transmission. So it is cool, at least with the Cobb tuner, the access port here, you can at least adjust that sort of thing to where I think the clutch can engage better. I don't think any of that affects the little issue that I did see. I think that was more of the car just having a minor little glitch or something weird. Not really too big of a deal. But that's kind of one thing I want to talk about, at least with the Cobb tuner. For those of you who have this with your GTR, if you have used it to actually adjust your clutch, adjust your transmission to make it shift a little bit better. So anyway, we are at a tunnel and we are pretty much warmed up into the 150s. Let's put the GoPro on the back and pop it into the flame mode. So if I hit cancel on cruise control, my boost gauge will actually act as my different maps. So you can see me clicking down. I'm just using this button right here to go to everything. So this is my valet mode, this is the flame map, high boost, medium boost, and low boost. So we're gonna put that back up to the flame mode. Hopefully get a few little flames. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I had to wait till the evening time because I'm slowly figuring out how to drive the car on the flame map to actually shoot the flames. Now when I'm driving it, I have had the Cobb tuner plugged in to see the air-fuel ratio when I'm flooring it a little bit. The air-fuel ratio gets really rich, obviously. That's how you shoot flames in a car. And when I'm driving the car, I can give it some gas and I can hear and feel the car being very boggy. That's basically when it's dumping fuel. And then after a few seconds of that, I can give it gas and it'll actually get some boost. And then if I let off the gas real quick, that's when you hear the pops and get some flames going. So that was pretty cool. I'm glad I waited till dark because we actually got some pretty big flames out of it. That was really sweet to see. But that's about going to wrap up today's video. I don't think I'm destroying the transmission. I don't think there's an issue. It is definitely something to at least be cautious of in the future. I guess if this does happen to be like a very early sign of something actually going to be wrong with the car, it is time to then sell the car and move on to the next one, just because I don't want to do a $15,000 repair on it when I could sell the car now as it's still in perfect shape and buy a newer car for that kind of money. So that's kind of my whole thing with the transmission. Just wanted to bring that to the attention, and for you guys who own a GTR, if you ever had this issue, comment below, let me know about it. What do you guys think about this whole situation? I think the car's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to keep enjoying it. And now that I got the flames going, I definitely want to keep doing that a little bit more. And then last thing for the giveaway, once again, if you want to participate, all you got to do is leave a comment in today's video and you'll be entered in to win. Also leave your Instagram name. That way we can contact you. It's a lot easier to contact you that way versus trying to send you a message on YouTube. But that is going to wrap up today's video. I think that is every single thing I had to go over. Can't think of anything else. So give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next video.